Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this over to Maya. So the first thing I want is I'm going to take that one that I dynameshed here, this one. It's got, actually if I just hesitate over it, it'll tell me. This one's 750,000 polys. Maya should be able to handle that. Otherwise I might have to use the Decimation Master if it's really heavy. Okay, I don't want to go beyond 1,000,000, that's going to be heavy. I'm going to take this and I'm going to hit export. And that puts it over here, and we're putting this into the Jordan Petersen folder. And I'm going to call this one Jordan Hi. Hi, Jordan. And I'll hit save. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this other one here. Okay, and that's the retopo one. And I'm going to export that to Jordan. We'll call that one retopo. Okay, something like that. Great. And now I'm going to zip over into Maya. Okay. And I'm going to go File, Import. Now, something to keep an eye on here. Import, I can just go straight here. They have the options, and they have the options sitting right over here, too. God damn it. Leave me alone. Okay, good. And if I go down here, I want to make sure I've got Merge into Selected Namespace. Great. It's an ASCII file. I'm going to make this into the OBJ. Remember, the OBJ is in there. You have to go into Windows, Settings, Plugin Manager, make sure the OBJ is on. You want to make sure it's on single object, not multiple objects. Sometimes it'll break up your mesh on you. I'm not 100% sure why they do that, but they do. So I'm going to hit Import. It's going to take a moment or two. And there it is. Okay, for some reason this one came in a bit smaller than I thought. I'm going to wait until maybe after I retopologize it and get everything up and running that I'm happy with to go ahead and change the size and where it's standing on the grid and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go File, I'm going to hit Import, and I'm going to bring in the other one. It's going to my data folder. I'm going to go to Scenes. And there's the Jordan Retopo. Same deal, OBJ file. Make sure that it's on single. This one here, the third option, makes it so you don't have any weird naming issues, typically. Okay. Boop. There we go. So now I got the two of them. I'm going to take this one. That's a heavy one. I'm going to put that onto a layer here so I can hide it. And I'll take this one, and I'll put it onto a layer as well. I should name them. This one's come in with all these hard edges. I can go here to Mesh Display, and I can hit Soften Edge. And they're all softened. Okay. And what I was looking at here is the bad geometry. The bad geometry is really in the face here. Actually, the nose, that's surprisingly how bad that is right there. I'm just going to flip over into the side view. And I might get out my lasso tool. Actually, that's my head look. The rest of it is good. The ears seem to be fine. Remember, this area isn't going to deform, so I don't need to retopologize that. I need to worry about the mouth and the eyes. And it looks like my nose isn't perfect. And if I go to the lasso tool and I grab myself by the face, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab all this junk that I don't want. And I'll delete it. Delete your face. Oops, and I hit the wrong button here. So there, I got this happening. And so, next thing I want to do, I want to go in and bring back this. Okay, wonderful. I've got this thing selected. Make sure I'll just delete my history before I do anything further. Maybe I'll grab this one first, and up here there's a little button, little horseshoe, Make Live. Okay, that's also under Modify, Make Live, and now it says Make Not Live. Okay, I'm going to turn on my symmetry. I'll put it on World X, because that's the side view, and yeah, that's what you want to use. And now I'll grab this other piece of geometry. And over here, I am going to enable the Modeling Toolkit. Little hammer in a cube. Remember, if this isn't on, you have to go into Windows, Settings Preferences, and in the Plugin Manager, make sure your Modeling Toolkit is on. I don't typically like this thing, but the Quad Draw is the bomb. I'm going to go in here, and you can see here, Transform Constraint, there's a live surface, and it's telling me the symmetry's on here. Then there's a bunch of other big icons that kind of take up a lot of space. I like the shelf better. But this thing down here, the quad draw, this is wonderful. Okay, it makes everything into a nice blue color. And then what I could start to do is come in here and drop dots. I'm going to drop a dot, man. And this, I can start to figure out what my geometry is going to look like. I've got symmetry on, so it's doing it on the other side. If I hold down Shift, dook, dook, you have to go to the middle of the face, and then suddenly it'll create a surface in there. Okay, and it'll only do it when it has a quad. Boop. You can also go in and use the extrude functions and things like that. If you hold down Tab, you can grab an edge and extrude. Come on, you bastard. I was just taking its sweet time. And then you can nudge these points around here. Okay. I'm going to go and keep popping some points. Point popper. Okay. And I don't want to get too tight with my geometry that I'm placing down. Remember, you can kind of move them anywhere. And I'm trying to go relatively quickly. I'm not keeping an eye. Usually I like to go and make sure it's straight top and the bottom. Okay, holding down Shift, you can make sure you're in the center, and then you can actually just kind of drag right across them. Boom. Okay. What else should I point out here? Maybe I can go and let's go and rotate, and suddenly I think I've got like ZBrush hotkeys in my fingers. Okay. There we go. And you do want to, like, you might even notice right now that I've got a lot of, or not many faces up here. They're nice and square, but here I've got too many, so I might have some problems matching these up. We'll have to see what happens soon. Something else I should mention here, when you got the quad draw on, down here there is the keyboard mouse shortcuts. So if you want to figure out all of these things that are available to you, you can totally come in here and start playing around with them. Things like the tab. When you hold down Tab, you get these little cubes. Okay, and you can drag little strips. If I hold down the middle mouse button, they get bigger. Oh, watch out, here they come. Holding down Tab, and just depends upon the direction you pick, just start dragging. Okay, I'm going to go right here, and then you can kind of drag across like that. You can do that again. Do it again. Go right here and drag across. And maybe that didn't really work out, so if I hold down Control and Shift, I can start to get rid of these things. Okay? But, yeah, I can keep drawing in. Actually, I'll do a little bit more. This is going to take me a while to do, so I think I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow to actually finish this off. Boop. There. And what if I got something here? So maybe here and here. And like I was saying, there's too many polys here. So if I take this and drag it over here, they automatically move and weld. And I can kind of pull this back this way a little bit. And maybe pop that in. Pull this over here. Now they're welded together. Oh, yeah. And if you hold down Shift by itself, it just relaxes the points and they stick to the surface. If I hold down Control, there I can go and insert edge loops. Pull this up a bit higher. Maybe if I pull that in together like that. Oh, dude. Oh, crap. Crap! And there, pop that in. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Undo. But this is going to take a little bit of time. Actually, I can see that this is going to be a bit of a problem here, matching these up. Almost might even delete more of these faces and then try and refine this more. But there you have it. One other thing I should maybe point out while you're doing this, occasionally making sure you save, is if I go here and I grab the object, I go back to the channel box and let's go to object mode. Take a look at all the history that's building up already. Okay, so there's a lot of history. So you got to delete your history every once in a while. The hotkey is Alt-Shift-D, boop, and then you should be good. Or if you go into the, where is it, in the modeling menu, there's your history button. Okay, and your freeze transformations. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here and I'll make a continued, I'll do a video of the whole thing, but I'll probably do it like sped up because this is going to be boring, but this gives you an idea. Also too, we're going to want to make sure that we have a hole in the mouth. Okay, yeah, and that's it for now.